All right, today's lesson is on creating an outline. So you are going to create an outline to organize your facts and ideas that you found in your research. So the objective, I can gather relevant information from multiple sources using search terms effectively and quote or paraphrase the information and conclusions of others. So you should have sources where you went to search for answers to those open-ended questions in your research. That's where you search terms effectively. You should have 3 or more sources, and you should have quoted or paraphrased the information from those sources. That's what you should have done already. So today you need to be able to explain why an outline is important to writing. You should be able to include appropriate information in the outline. You should be able to follow the steps to creating an outline and appropriately participate in the Edpuzzle. So you've already done all of this work. Why do you have to do more work? This sounds like a whole lot more work. Well, it is really important for writing to organize your thoughts and ideas before you finalize your plan. So this is taking the information that you have and organizing it so that when you're putting it together for your final product, the information flows well, it makes sense in that order, and you have kind of a more polished product. It's more professional, and you have already done most of the work. So this is not really that much more work. It's just putting it together. This is the rubric for presenting knowledge and ideas. So you're going to be graded on presenting the 5 most important points and details that give more information about them. So when you look at this rubric, the first row is about presenting the 5 most important points. In order to get an A on that, you have to have 5 important points included and no irrelevant information presented. If you only have 4 most important points, then you're only going to get a 3. And on the next part of the presentation, I'm going to show you what letter grades will equivalent to those numbers. So it's not that a 0 is an F. If you think of 50%, a 2 out of 4 is 50%. That would really be an F. So you really need to consider that when you are putting your things into an outline or your important ideas and details. The next row talks about 3 pertinent details per main point. So for every main idea you have, you need to have 3 details giving examples, describing, illustrating. You have to have those so that you're not only saying a main idea, but you're explaining it and why it's relevant. Okay, so the breakdown of the 4-point scale for letter grade. So a 3.6 to a 4 is an A, a 3.2 to 3.5 is a B, 2.8 to 3.4 is a C, 2.4 to 2.7 is a D, and a 0 to a 2.3 is an F. So when you look at the kind of grade you would like to get, you need to make sure that you're providing that information to us, because this is how you're going to be graded. You cannot get an A without having a plan. You're not going to be able to just present 5 most important points and 3 details per point without having a plan. That is what your outline is a plan. Why does planning matter? I'm going to have you watch a quick video, but this video is going to give some examples of why planning is very important. So your outline is going to be a plan for the information you're putting in your presentation. Okay, some very good examples of why planning is important when it doesn't go well and then when it does. Okay, now we're going to talk specifically about what you need in your outline. So your research should have answered your questions. Remember, our driving question is, how can we as role models teach younger students how to make good choices that will help them be successful later in life? So 5 main ideas and 3 key details or examples for each main idea. You need to make sure you open your outline assignment right now, because you can do this with me as I show you how to do it. Go to Canvas, open Q1 Research Outline Assignment, click on the document to open it. We are going to use tools that you already have available to you in Google. You should work harder. You should work smarter, not harder. So when you are in a Google document, I'm going to split my screen so that you all can see what's going on here. Here are the tools I'm referring to. This is the menu in my Google document. You don't see the whole thing just because my screen is a little smaller, but here we go. So you want to select this particular item in the menu. You'll see mine is down here because my screen is split. So once you click on that, it's going to open up this part down here. We are selecting the bottom middle outline. So once you click on that, it is going to begin formatting in your document right then. So now is where you have to put in some information. So you're going to use what you've already done in your research document. Okay, so in your research document, you should have some main ideas and key details. I can show you a copy of that. Let's just open this one right here. So here's where you have sources, and step 3 is where you would list the source, the main idea, and the key details. So if you've already done your work, you're just going to copy and paste what you have as that main idea here for Roman numeral 1. And then the key details will be underneath the Roman numeral, and I will show you that in just a second. Before you put any information in your outline, you want to look through all of your sources, all of your main ideas and your key details, and you need to identify the main idea that isn't necessarily your best, most interesting, strongest, but also not your weakest point. Then you're going to copy and paste that information next to the first Roman numeral. So type in main idea number 1. So we put our information in. The next step is that we need to hit enter. After the main idea, you will notice it gave me another Roman numeral. I'm going to hit the tab key so that I'm going to put my key details underneath Roman numeral 1 as ABC points. Okay, so I'll put key detail, key detail, key detail. There we go. After our third key detail, we want the name of the article. And this should be in your works cited information. So source 1, title of article might be here. Definitely you should have it in step 2. So name of article. Now we want to hit enter 2 times for Roman numeral 2, or if you are having trouble, the other way that you can get your Roman numerals or letters would be to use the increase indent option or the decrease indent option. So in order to get a Roman numeral out to the left, that would be a decreasing the indent. Hit it once. Notice we don't have a space between the D and the next Roman numeral. There's no space there. If you hit enter too many times, you're going to leave the formatting. Now, no matter what I do, I don't have any formatting. Do not leave the formatting. I have students leave the formatting and then they hit enter way too many times. Then they come back up here and they start over. Don't do that. Now I have 2 Roman numeral 1s. We don't need to do that. If you leave the formatting, just hit the backspace until you get up to the last part of the formatting, whether it's a Roman numeral or if it's a letter. Hit enter. I'm still in the formatting. It gave me an E. So I can either hit enter again to get that Roman numeral 2, or I can hit the decrease indent. So you need to continue to put in your main ideas. I apologize. You need to continue to put in your main ideas and your key details. I hit the tab key to get the A, just a reminder. You can always go back in the video. You need a reminder that way. Oh, I got out of the formatting. I'm just going to go back and hit enter. Okay, now remember, that decrease indent, it's going to work. If you don't have enough information to have 5 main ideas and 3 key details each, get more resources. Do a quick Google search. You'll get another article. It shouldn't take you long to find the main idea and key details of that article. You have all of the resources you need. Also, if you're struggling, ask a group member for help. That would also be another option for you. Remember, this is an assessment grade. The due date for this assignment, this assessment, is Monday, September 19th. So go get that filled out. As soon as your outline is complete, you can submit your work.